You mentioned those Mayo defenders, though. There's so much experience in that group. And with that in mind, then, would Stephen Rochford, would the Mayo players not be delighted if they were to look at that starting Dublin team tomorrow and see that there is no Connolly, there is no Flynn, there is no Brogan, that it's three younger guys, that there's Conor Callahan, who has achieved some incredible things, but it's senior football final now. It's not club hurling at this stage for him, that suddenly there's a bit more confidence there that, all right, they're on the bench, but they're not going to be there for 60 minutes. They might only be there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I think that itself presents a challenge. I do agree with David. I think Mayo are going to have to go for Dublin tomorrow. We did sit back. We allowed them to play. We maybe gave them too much respect, but they controlled proceedings against us. I think Mayo are going to have to go and just bring as much intensity as they possibly can. But the problem with that is you're burning energy, and I'm not sure Mayo has the same impact subs coming off the bench, because if the game's in the melting pot on 40 minutes tomorrow, which we all hope it is, Dublin will Dublin will introduce Connolly, and it'll be huge. It'll be a Peter Cavanagh in 03 moment where the crowd will go mad, and Dublin will get lift, and Dublin live off that energy that comes from the hill, and then 5 minutes later could introduce Brogan, and 5 minutes later Macaulay, and all of a sudden you've that blue wave coming at you, and that's where Dublin might just see the game out.
For Mayo, their defence is the first form of their attack, and particularly in the second game against Kerry, it was incredible to watch the sort of rotation of who will be the furthest defender forward. It could be Harrison, it could be Boyle, it could be Keegan, it could be Higgins. Every time it seemed to be someone different. How difficult is that to plan against?
It is, because they're all very comfortable on the ball. Some of their athleticism is unbelievable. Especially Keith Higgins, you see him against Roscommon coming through. It's very, very difficult to stop that, especially his momentum. And they were very good against us of bringing guys, say if we had Kieran Fulford, bringing him out to the wing for kickouts and stuff, and then you're kind of leaving him in a vulnerable. They played it very smart, as well as using their athleticism. But I agree. I think that their half back line, they're definitely going to have to be a scoring threat tomorrow. I think they're going to have to help the Andy Morans and the Keelan O'Connors and Aidan Shays and these guys. They're going to have to, and I agree with Sean, I think irrespective of what Dublin forwards line out, they're going to have to drive on. They're going to have to just blow off the shackles and have a cut, maybe it might suit them that they don't have the big names, that they have to worry about, a guy who has huge accolades or whatever, that they can just drive on and play their own game. But I think irrespective of what Dublin team starts, they're going to have to the half back line is going to be huge, and the full back line, or just the Mayo coming in waves in the back.
You mentioned the kickouts. Push up on the Dublin kickouts or sit back?
No, I think you have to push up. I think we were talking about players earlier, and Stephen Cluxon is huge for Dublin. When I'm looking forward to the day he goes, because the rest of us might have a chance. He's phenomenal, and I think if you do take him on and you do get a bit of success, as Kerry got in the league final, I think that's the way of taking on Dublin and really going at them and trying to win. Dublin will push up, as they pushed up against Tyrone. Tyrone still got a lot away, but they're sort of going to zonal, three full forwards, three half forwards, and their midfielders. They're unbelievable. They're such big men. They're so hard to get out. As a keeper, you're setting up and you're looking out and you're seeing three banks of three. You're wondering where to kick it. And Tyrone actually done well on it. They actually got balls away. Morgan got it away. But it's the pressure then, I think, Dublin put on if you get the ball in the corner. The pressure Dublin put on, by the time you get to your other 45, you're worn out. You're completely racked, And I think
that's what Mayo will do. Clark loves that wee chip to the corners, and they'll look to run out, or they'll look to kick the other side of midfield, and I've no doubt Dublin Gavin will have done his homework on that, and he'll have men looking to press up high, because he'll know Mayo's running game is probably their biggest asset. So that in itself will be interesting to watch in the first 5-10 minutes tomorrow.
Do you agree that they have to push up?
I don't know. We tried to push up. I have to, and we tried damn hard, and we worked on it for a couple of weeks leading to the Dublin game. Cluxon's that fast. He's that quick at getting the ball away. Sometimes it's just impossible to do. Okay, from a set play, if you have a free kick or whatnot, you'll certainly get set up, but
he's his own personal ball boy behind the goal.
Exactly. this is, and I suppose he's playing on his home pitch as well.
Bit of Imelda Mason in the anthem. Yeah, the Air Corps doing a flyby.
Might as well just give it to them. And the kickouts are going to be. They're going to say who's going to win this game, really, and I think that's a vital part of it. But then again, if the ball, David Clark's kickouts, if they go along. If it's not one, it doesn't mean it's David Clark's fault. Like there's the half-backs need to be tighter, because in the semi-final against Kerry we kicked 9 and we only won 2. And you go to yourself, there needs to be more bodies around the breaking ball. But I do think that there's such a reliance on Cluxton's kickouts. If you can get to Cluxton, and if you can put him off his game, not alone do you put him off a game, but the whole crowd senses it. And all it takes is 1 or 2 kickouts. If you can focus for a 5-minute period, whether it's a score or a wide, if you can focus and put the pressure on Dublin, and it doesn't go right. And we've seen it. We've seen it before. Just go back to 12 months ago. Like, we were probably in the same situation talking about how good Dublin were. They were going for 2 in a row. In the first game, there was 31 minutes gone. Dublin didn't score, and they were a point ahead. Like, they were rattled. Mayo scored 2 goals, own goals. They had 5 points, and you go to yourself, you've got to realise that Dublin were really rattled at that stage. And Mayo have the same players, like the same personnel. But I do think there's a lot of guys that are playing a lot better. For me, yes, Jack McCarthy is a major plus, because Dublin's goal rate dropped dramatically last year when he wasn't playing. Now that he's there, he's opening up defences and he's giving opportunities to other guys.